Welcome to Double Dose of Raw Talk Podcast, your weekly dose of many discussions and opinions, a show where we get comfortable being uncomfortable. And remember, no topic is off limits. Now let's talk about it. I absolutely went to work with a lacy top, but here we are. So, hey guys, we are back. I hope that's not too loud, but welcome back, guys. I would normally say tune of the week in another episode, but your girl has taken a break. So welcome back, guys, to a new week and a brand new overdue Solita episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. It has been ages. It feels like ages since I've been here. And it feels good to get behind this mic. So let me tell you what really prompted me to do this. Never mind the fact that I owe you guys, right? You guys have received 2 episodes that were recorded back in June. I didn't drop it till what was it, August or September? And then I said, oh, your girl's coming back. And then crickets. Crickets. I have been, when I say overwhelmed, I mean overwhelmed. Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast and I have been missing each other equally. And it's been very testing trying to figure out all of it. Just all of it. I have been trying my best with, fulfilling all my roles, right, that I have, on this earth. And first and foremost, let me just say, if you've been listening to me from the very beginning, you know that along the lines throughout the journey, I have said time and time again, I want to connect right back to my faith. I want to get back into it, right? I want to go back to how I used to have just this strong way of just believing and whatnot. And I've slowly been creeping into that. I have to confess, there have been times in recent times, so there have been moments, I should say, in recent times where things have just gotten so tough for me. And for no apparent reason. It's just trying to just figure it all out with so many things just going on, that there are times when I head out to work, I may stop at the church and I may just let it out a bit. There are times when I'm coming home from work and I get off right in front of the church, and just, doing the sign of the cross ain't enough. So I have to stop by and let it out. And it's just this reality of just adulthood. It's this reality of and I think I've said this on the show before, but I'm going to say it one more time because I feel like now more than ever, people understand me when I say this. I would like to sit my parents down and just ask them why. Just why did they make it seem, to what I believe now, so easy to run a whole household? They done have 4 kids. I only have 1. I got 1. And this thing is the juggling act. It used to be the act of balancing life. No, now it's juggling everything at once. There is no balance. And the reason why I say that is because, adulthood just really presents itself in so many ways of just us not being able to control shit. And the best thing we could do, the best thing we could do and the best way we can approach it is just figuring out the things that we do have control over and balance that shit out to the best of our abilities. And so I was doing really great, coming back into the whole training. I was doing really great having a set schedule. I was doing really great being committed. And because of certain things that have just happened with life, I've had to revamp that. Not necessarily stop it, but revamp it, right? And the only good thing, at least it feels that way, this time around in trying to figure life out and trying to balance it all out and trying to get a good hold of things is that I have truly reached the point to not feel guilty anymore. If you've been listening to these episodes of mine from a very long time ago when I worked with my friend Naomi throughout food and health coaching, guilt was like a thing. And I no longer have a sense of guilt of any of the things I've had to restructure, re-strategize, that I've had to reevaluate when it comes to figuring life out. Because the more I get older, wiser, the more I just realize that life is going to continue giving us a shitload of surprises. Life is going to continue giving us a load of tests. There's just so much that we can plan for. And y'all, it's not even like the highest power anymore laughing at us saying, haha, cute, I like your plan. It's just life doing this. I have reached a point that, alongside not feeling guilt anymore at all whatsoever in trying to figure things out, I just turned to the celebration of the wins that I get on a daily basis. And what does that look like? That looks like, oh shit, I was able to drink 2 bottles of water, the 32 ounce or the 16 ounce. Cool. I'm going to celebrate either one of those wins on any given day. The fact that I was able to dedicate a whole hour, as I'm allowed to a full lunch break, even if all it takes is 15 minutes for me to eat my food, because I could just sit there and just meditate. That's a win, because work has just been that busy. I can't even say that crazy. I could just say that busy. Okay. The fact that I was able to figure out a way to squeeze in their 20 to 30 minute max workout. That even if it's just a stretching session, even if it's just a little bit of yoga, which I'm not a master at it at all. I still don't believe I'm doing it right, but I try sometimes. That's a win. The fact that I was able to include a vegetable somewhere in one of my meals, that's a win. The fact that I meet a deadline is just such a win for me. And I just no longer entertain any of the guilt feeling. I really just try my best to look at every possible win first and let that lead in celebration. Because if I continue to give myself a hard time, I am going to lose my mind. And 37 has been a year. For those of you who know this platform and know your favorite host, Miss D, my birthday is, by the time you listen to this, hopefully Friday the 17th. My birthday's tomorrow. And so your girl will be 38, and I am excited and looking forward to yet another year around the sun, and looking forward to what else of new tests life brings me. I am looking forward to what else can I learn. I'm looking forward to finally issuing out something that I've been promising on this platform. And I am long overdue in giving this to you guys. And it's not only just time, it's on overtime now, because it's things that were so heavy on my soul and my chest to share with you guys. And I just kept saying, like, I have to put this out there. I have to release it. It has to be done, and I've been giving myself a hard time, just realizing that what I've been preparing to do is just not meeting my spiritual need. It's not meeting my emotional knowledge, awareness, really. It's just not. And so I am looking forward to doing that for you guys and putting it out there. There is so much that I still want to bring to this table. And I haven't been able to do so because of time, because of juggling everything, because of so many things. And so this week alone, when I finally said, oh, I'm going to issue out Solita episode for the birthday, because it is the week of, I decided to do one of those anonymous links and put it on my IG story on Double Dose Miss D. And I said, hey guys, if you guys have anonymous questions, shoot them my way. And we're going to kick it off today, right now, right this instant. So let's go in. So I got several questions from some of y'all. It was anonymous, of course. So I'm not going to pay to know who sent what question. I'm just not going to do that because it's just not fun like that, right? So these were all anonymous. And so I want to kick it off with a question that says, tell the truth. Dun, dun, dun. Have you missed podcasting? And the answer to that is yes, I have. But remember what I said about guilt? Yeah, your girl don't feel guilty, and so part of me doesn't. And I'm going to be 100% honest why. For one, because I realized that I needed more shit to happen in my life for me to be able to bring some form of, what I always say, I'm an expert of my experiences. So to bring some form of wisdom onto the table, right? And to be able to hit you off with some knowledge of the shit that I've learned, right, through these experiences. And so it just kind of reached the point where I just wanted to let go of so many things that I was no longer even focusing on the lessons. Ooh, I was no longer even focusing on the lessons. I wanted to focus again on just coming out winning out of situations. And because of that, because of the time I was able to dedicate to so many things that was going on, because I really needed to dig so deep and fix so much shit internally, I needed the time. I needed the refocus. It was not me abandoning this platform. It was not me saying that's it, I'm done and walking away from it. It was just kind of like saying, you know what, I can't just put my child on the back burner. I can't put my job on the back burner. I cannot put my family on the back burner. There are things, there's certain commitments and responsibilities that I can't just say you could wait. There's certain things for myself that I couldn't just say, you could wait, D. You could wait, Daisy. Calm the fuck down. No, I couldn't. So the podcasting, while I did partially miss it, I don't have any regret or guilt in having to not give it as much attention as I used to. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I really am. Because while I did miss it, I never stopped loving it. And so this is why I'm here again. And I am so hopeful that I'm going to be able to keep trying to figure this whole thing out so that I can keep coming onto this platform, because I'm not ready to fully give it up. I'm just not. I just needed some time. That was it. I just needed some time. But that's my answer to that. The next question is, who's your favorite boo? Well, I don't know who asked this question. I'm going to say maybe you're someone who has never really been on this platform, right? So you might be brand new. So welcome to Double Dose Raw Talk podcast. On this platform, we get comfortable being very uncomfortable, and no topic is ever off limits, including who is my favorite boo, except I don't incriminate anyone. So I cannot say who's my favorite boo. And frankly, I cannot even tell you that we have like candidates to select from, because admittedly, I'm going to admit, I have been just very picky and selective. I have. Ironically enough, there's another question that says, what does it say? Hold on, let me read it. Still on the dating site. I am. But I'm going to be honest with you, and it goes hand in hand with this one. Who's your favorite boo and why there's not that many candidates? I am still logged into it. It's an app that exists on my phone, but it hasn't really give me what I guess you could say I was looking forward to it giving me. I feel that the dating site avenue is just kind of like an escape for some people, where they get an opportunity, A, to be someone that they're not in reality, so completely pretentious, B, to be who they really are, because in the real world they're pretentious, and C, I should say, or C, it's just not the real world, to be honest with you. There are some things that I just cannot believe this is really what's in existence. And I know that sounds so bad, but this is the part of me where I have been just so picky with it, and so selective. And again, going back to the guilt, there was a point in my life, if you've heard me on other podcasts that I have a featured on, and we've had some very dope conversations, I've had the sense of guilt in being selective and being picky, for many reasons, right? And maybe someday I'll go deep into why the many reasons and what those many reasons are. But for right now, I've let go of all that guilt, and I've just been living in my truth, knowing that I have a right and a desire to be selective and picky. This is just who I am. And I know I can do that because of what I have to offer. And I know what I have to offer. So, still on the dating sites, logged in, but not really paying much attention to it. I do not like what I see. I do not like. Listen, these dating sites, there's a bunch of BS because it's like you set these parameters, and for what? They still give you some shit that is like, did I not say this is not what I want? Like, I feel like filing a grievance with these dating sites, but I can't because although I am very talented in doing so because this is what I do for a living and this is what I manage, right? I know I could create a boss ass grievance towards these dating sites, but it would just be a waste of time. So, not giving it that much energy. So as far as who's my favorite boo, there's not really candidates to say who's the favorite. I can't even say I have someone who has fulfilled the boo role because there are certain things in my, how should I say this, my desirable prerequisites that would have to be checked off for me to say that's the boo, like the boo. Don't get it twisted, I've had the boo in my life in the past, and so maybe I could say that's like the foundation of sounds terrible, but you get the picture. I have an idea of what I look for to even say, oh, that's my boo, but can't really say like there's like a favorite. So yeah. How tall are you? Y'all, I've said this so many times on the show, but I'm going to say it one more time. I am a very powerful, sassy, loud, confident 4'11 and a half. And that half counts. And that's the end of that. Next question. It says, one friend you're thankful for. I actually shared this one on my Double Dose of Misty IG story, and I shared it with a picture of my two besties, Tina and Nicole, and I've definitely shared stories about them here. I've mentioned them here on this platform. They've been on the show a couple of times, and I have to say I'm thankful for them because if there is anyone in this world that has kept me very balanced, like level-headed at any given moment, it would have to be the both of them. I cannot say there's one over the other that I'm thankful for. It's just the both of them. They've just been able to be my sounding voice and mind in some of the things that I've experienced in this past year, I want to say. This 37th year of life. I wouldn't trade them for anything in this world because they just understand me. And don't get it twisted. They don't let me have it my way all the time. They will check me and they will put my ass in place. But those are my girls. Those are my girls, and I'm very thankful for them, for their strength, for their energy, for their ability to love on this crazy girl, your favorite host, Misty, despite all my amazing imperfections, because I'm not an easy bitch. Okay, so the next question is, do you have any piercings? So I shared this one on my IG story too. I think I've said this before here. So at the moment, I have my piercings on each ear. You can see right there. Okay, and I have one over here. And I have my nose ring, which is still, it's popping. I used to have a bunch others up here on the upper part of my ear on each side when I was younger. And I used to have my nipples pierced. And that story in itself is hilarious. Till this day, shout out to one of my best friends. I'm not going to say which one because, I don't know if her family be listening. I ain't trying to get her in trouble. Yes, we could still get in trouble by our mamas and our families anyway. But we went kind of like as a friendship pact to get our nipples pierced, and we decided to only do one. Why did we do that? I don't know. Like who the fuck does this one nipple? I don't know. So went to do this. This was when I was 18. So we were 18. And got one pierced. Someone in the neighborhood saw me going in there. I don't know why I decided to call the house right when I was done, and my brother picked up. My brother was like, yo, somebody saw you going into the piercing shop and they told mommy. And mommy said that when you get home, she gonna check you. I said, oh, fuck. I said, I'm in deep shit. Mind you, I'm 18. But if anybody knows that Chato, and if anybody knows how big La Chato's hands are, now imagine those big ass hands coming backhanded right into your mouth and your face, fucking you up. Like that's a serious thing. I've had that happen to me multiple times. So I said, no, I'm not getting my ass beat today. So I told my best friend, I said, bitch, I gotta go. I gotta get the other nipple pierced because no, I said, bitch, I gotta get my belly pierced. I said, because she's gonna try and check me. So as soon as I walk into the house, I'm just gonna lift my shirt and I'm gonna show her my belly. So that way she don't have to check me nowhere else. She was like, yo, bet. So went back into the piercing shop. I got my belly pierced. Let me just say the belly piercing hurt way more than the nipple piercing. I just want to say that. I did exactly like I had planned. My mama was still pissed off for nothing because the year later I went to get the other nipple pierced. Then for nothing because your girl had to remove them because your girl was having a baby on the way. And that's why mama found out I had my belly and my nipples pierced. For nothing, for no reason. I have entertained the idea of getting my nipples pierced again. I don't know why. It's something that has crossed my mind quite a bit recently. And I already reached out to my piercing guy. Shout out to Jax. Mind you, he's only done one piercing for me, but I trust him. I trust his professionalism. And so I think I want to do it again. Some more to come on that. The next question says, oh, this says, you think you close to balancing everything? Some of you's been listening to this podcast quite some time. I don't know if I'm close to balancing everything. I think I'm closer to figuring out what works for me at any given moment. I think I'm closer to that because the things that may happen during my 37-year of life may look completely different from the things I will experience, obviously, during my 38th year of life. And some things are just fucking patterns at this point, and some things are just going to be the same old song and dance. But then there's going to be things that I know, and this is hitting my chest really hard. I'm going to try not to get teary-eyed. I know there's going to be things that I've just lived throughout my 37th year of life that I've learned from. And then I know there's going to be things that are going to be patterns throughout the next year of life that are going to be same song and dance. And then I know there's going to be things, and I don't know what those things could possibly be, and I hope it's nothing that falls under any of my fears. I know there's going to be things I just did not see coming or that I'm sure I fear the most. And I also hope that is not the case. I also hope that these blessings just keep coming, that I get the right guidance and strength, and that I'm aiming towards learning the tools and the resources and the knowledge to be able to put that in place for my long-term goals, because I do have long-term goals. So my hope is that while I may not be so close to balancing everything out, that I am closer to knowing how to balance things and figuring them out and managing them at any given moment as they come, that I have that ability to do that at least. Not having all the answers, but maybe having the ability to strategize and re-strategize at any given moment. I think that will for sure help me a little bit more to get through a lot of shit. That's my answer. Let's see. The next one says, you regret anything from this past year? Your birthday is soon. Obviously, you read that in my post. Like I said, I don't I was going to say I don't regret anything, but I do. There is one regret that I have. And all that I feel like I've learned in coaching, in mentorship, in therapy throughout all these years, and all that I've learned with certain things that have helped me, like journaling and meditation, all this other stuff, I have always known since, growth, since becoming a better Daisy. I've known for quite some time that there is a message, and then there is the method of delivery of the message, because then there is the receiving of the message. And I've learned with time that there is what I wanted to say, and then there is what I said and how I said it. And I've never really dived into the shits of it all, of certain boundaries I've had to put in place since about a year ago with certain family members. But if there is any regret I have in that, because at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that I don't love them, and doesn't mean that I, you know, hate anyone. I've always said hate is a strong word and you have to use that wisely. And I certainly wouldn't use that with family that I've had to put boundaries with, that I've grown up with my entire life, right? Not unless I really fuck with my family. That's a different story. But my regret is that there have been moments that I wanted to get a message across with them. And in looking back and reflecting back, which is so funny, this question is fucking coming up because I actually drafted something that I'm going to send to one of them, which is the only one I'm going to ever be apologetic to for certain things. I do regret that I didn't do better on the way I said it, the instance, the moment that it was said. My message is the how piece of it. I do regret that, because while I'm going to say what I think I need to say and what I want to say, because I'm always going to do that, I do think that there comes a moment where we do need to just think for 2.5 seconds on how we're about to deliver the message, the tone of it, the details that accompany it. It's the how and the way it's being done. And I think that's my regret. I think that's one of the biggest regrets I have in this past year of life. And I'm hoping to keep learning from that and keep doing better with that, because I think that's probably, yeah, I think that's the piece of it that I would say is a regret. Let's see, what other question is there? He says, you like anyone right now? I'm going to assume that this question is about, I can't say romantic wise, because there's really not that going on, but I am going to take this question just in general. If there's someone that I do like, in particular, of some form of interest other than friendship, I want to say yes. Because I'm gonna keep it raw, all the way raw on this platform. I never do incriminate. So that's where we're gonna end that question. But I do want to say yes, there is someone. I want to say that, remember when I said Jesus be laughing at us? The highest power be like, oh, fuck your plans. Well, you know what sometimes he says too? Him, the highest power all in the universe, they sometimes be like, oh, you said you would never, right? Yeah. Yeah. There is someone I could say I do kind of like. I guess you could say that. And it's interesting. It's interesting to have this intention and, going into dating sites, let's say, and then you just happen to very, unintentionally come across some form of a interaction, let's say, that may actually prompt a form of interest. And so I will say, yeah, that there is someone that I like right now. Completely unexpected on my end. Don't know if anything's gonna come out of it, but I said I would answer the question. Next question. And I think this is the last one. And this one says, would you say yes if I asked you out? I was not going to mention this on this episode because I actually posted it on the IG story response and said, I'm gonna assume this is like asking like as if it's a day. So as long as it's a good time. But I now changed my mind to said, you know what? I'm gonna put it on the episode. And so here's the thing, because this is important to understand about me when it comes to the people that I'm keeping around. And when it comes to whether it's for the interest of dating someone, or maybe it being more than that, or the family and the friendships, there is just so much going on in life, right? And this is not just me, this is for everyone and anyone. We all just go through so much, different paths, different stories, you know, but there's always going to be something that we experience, and there's going to be probably for every 8 beautiful things, let's say, that you can experience alive, out of those 8 there's going to be 1 or 2 that's going to be quite a fucking hurdle to get to that win and that celebration, and then the ninth and the 10th thing are probably just like horrific shit, right? And from all of it we can learn so much as long as we come out of it, right? And why do I say that? Because if there's one thing I do know when I'm trying to celebrate all the wins, when I do not give guilt any more attention than what it used to get from me, right? When I'm trying to not let any fears of what life may bring take over my life and let me live in the moment and making every single day count to the max. While I'm doing all of that, while I'm trying to still figure it out and just know how to take every single day strategy by strategy, right? So that I don't feel that certain level of overwhelmness that once upon a time, if you've tuned in onto this platform, onto these episodes, you know that once upon a time my anxiety felt like a heart attack, that it was dark, dark times, that I had a workplace environment that was just so abusive and so toxic. Thank God I am where I am. And even that's not free of stress. That's not perfect. There's so much there that also pissed me off. But oh, is it so much of a better place? It absolutely is, right? There is so much to that if there's one thing I want to make sure I can keep so strong in my life, is that I always want to find the moments where I could have a good time. I want to laugh. I want to be in great company. I want to, if y'all say, who wants to sing some kind, we're going to sing. We're going to have our drinks. If not, I could still sip my water if I don't want to drink. But I could laugh and we could be in good company. We could be telling the jokes and we could be just singing and karaoke and dancing and just having so many memories. I've been trying so hard to see a few of my friends that I haven't been able to see. We've been trying to coordinate to hang out because, again, life just happens. Our lives are taking so many shifts, and it's not that I love them any less. Now I'm getting emotional. Shout out to my girl, Nat and Erica. I don't love them any less. I adore these girls. I love them to death, but there's just so much going on for us, right? I yearn for the moments that I could be with those people that I know it's a good time, guaranteed. And that's exactly what I wrote on my Instagram post when I shared this question. If it's a good time, guaranteed, I'm up for it. You could take me out. You could ask me out. We can go hang out on any type of level. We can do that. We can do that. Recently I was able to share a space, not just for catching up and not just for providing a shoulder and a moment to let it all out, but also because I was able to have dinner with my girls, Sally and Alish, and just really celebrate one another and bring so many desirable thoughts to the table of how we view each other as women, of what we think of women in general, of the things we've gone through, of the things we are doing, and thinking of how can we give back just to the world alone. And so when I think about, you know, a quick question of, can I ask you out? Like, what would you say? I would say yes. I would say yes if it's going to create a memory. I would say yes If what you want to do is have good company, and you want to do is just have a good time, I would say yes, because that's what life is really about. We cannot control so many things. And the little things we can't control, we're so focused on controlling it. We're so focused on giving it its bullet points, its check marks once it's done. It's date and time. We're so focused on that because that's just how life is, whether it is doctor's appointments, whether it is our workouts, our meditation, our wellness, whether it is paying bills, whether it is even making family time, whatever it is. So when we think of what do we do to include a little bit of happiness, you think about the events that you share with the people that make you happy. You think about the moments you have with people who bring a smile to your face, who bring joy to your life, who can help you create those memories. And shout out to the people that I was able to create some dope ass memories this past summer, because your girl did. And yes, I would say yes. You can ask me out and I would say yes, as long as it's a good time guaranteed. And I think that is the title of this episode. To end this Solita episode for the birthday, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all and say I'm gonna come back every week. No, okay. My birthday's on the 18th, so hopefully you've listened to this before that. I will soon be 38. I have a weekend ahead of me to celebrate the birthday. That in itself is a win. We have the holidays coming up. By we, I mean me and my friends. Y'all, let me tell y'all, with God's blessings and everything going as planned, your girl is finishing off this year. Thank you, Jesus. We are going to go see Usher in Vegas. Ew. We're going to do that. I'm so excited. The way I'm going to be singing, stay tuned. And towards the end of December. So we already planning some shit there. We are going to have instead of Friendsgiving, we're going to have a Friendsmas, like a Christmas. But then this bitch was like, girl, let's go see Mariah. And so I'm going to see Mimi. And so I'm excited. This is what I wanted. I've wanted to do things like this. I've wanted to continue creating memories. I've wanted to continue to be surrounded by people who bring this much joy to my life. I posted something a little while ago, and it was something on the lines of people I've kept, people I've lost, people I've met. And when I wrote that with this very, reflective post that I wrote on my IG story, Double Dose of Misty, go follow. I realized that a good time guarantee doesn't just stop at the people that I've kept. It also continues on, including the people that you've lost, whatever remains as memories with them, and what no longer includes them. And it can be an open door for the people that I've met. And it's just a little reflective moment there, but I'm very excited of how I'm going to end this year. So here's my commitment to y'all. Let's see if in December I could surprise y'all with a random Solita episode and I could get one of my greatest goals checked off with you guys. Let's see if I could do this. And my hope is to bring back the show for January with some brand new guests and brand new episodes. I'm going to send out a couple of pitches, which I've been contemplating on doing. The drafts are there. I just have not hit send. But the reality is that I do want to. There is, again, so much going on in the world right now. There is certain things that I've already experienced that I do feel those topics need to come to the table. And so let's see how strong I can bring it back. Let's see how great these conversations would be with the greatness that could come to the platform and share the space and the mic with me. And I'm excited. I think I have some audio from episodes on 2 other podcasts. I'm going to check if I still have those, because if I do, I might just drop those here and prompt you guys to go support those pods too. I am also hopeful for, God willing, an event in March that I am collaborating with, March 2024, with my good girl Sally. y'all seen her. Well, y'all seen her in here, heard her on the show. And I also am thinking, let's see if I could do this. I've been collaborating not once but twice with three amazing boss ass women, and it's my turn now to kind of host this group episode chats. And so I'm thinking of an idea and I'm hoping I can execute it the way that I want to do it. And if I can, there's going to be a pretty dope episode coming up, hopefully by February. So let's see. I've got some plans. I'm hoping I could get it all together. If I can leave you guys with one more thing, I am grateful with a lot of the blessings that I have gotten so far. I am grateful for what I believe is being in a better space than I was a whole last year ago, actually 2 years ago. And not a year ago, because a year ago, it was the beginning of something. It was a little intense, and your girl still took care of it. And I'm grateful just for what's holding space at this moment and what is to come. God willing, with so many blessings in 2024. I cannot dish out on that. I am excited for it. I am emotionally happy for it. I'm staying very faithful and very hopeful on specific things, uplifting it in so much prayer. There's certain things that I'm keeping very dear and near to my soul and keeping it real uplifted into a desirable want and need. And I guess you could say sort of kind of maybe manifesting it. And very much so grateful for my son. Y'all, this kid is halfway through his junior year of life in high school, not in, of high school in his life, I should say that. And he is kicking ass. And I am so proud of him. He had a very intense season in soccer. He is mastering these grades. I am extremely proud to be his mama and extremely proud of just who he is, even though he's a pain in my ass a lot of the time, but he's doing his thing and I'm very proud of him. Shout out to all of y'all who have tuned in today, who continue to keep your alerts on for your girl Misty and this show that I love, Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. And shout out to some of you new listeners, because I know I have new listeners. I happen to know them personally. And, we've been able to create a form of conversation and bond. And I've been able to share with them this world and told them, don't be judging me, but listen to all them episodes. Go, subscribe, download all of them, listen to them episodes, leave a 5-star review, do all the good things, right? And I will be coming back pretty soon. I needed to give you guys the Solita episode, the birthday edition. You guys are going to listen to this, hopefully. And your girl's going to be a whole new badass woman at 38 years old. And this has been a new week, a brand new episode on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast. I am your host, Misty, and you guys will tune in real soon to the next one. Love you. Bye. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And we are live on your favorite podcast streaming platform. Make sure to tell a friend to subscribe, rate, and review. Talk to you later. Bye.